everybody. We're back. As you can see, we got a couple different faces now. We got my boy Rob, we got my boy Pedro. I want to say thank you guys because as soon as I know when I told Pedro, hey, my brother's not gonna be able to really do the podcast anymore. Pedro was kind of like, well, I don't want to sound dumb or whatever, but he didn't say no. Pedro was like, yeah, I'm down. And then immediately when I asked Robert, Robert was like, fuck yeah, dude, let's do it. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Obviously it's my brother, so I have to say, like, damn, I'm gonna miss him. But he's in a better place now, so we'll be okay. But again, thank you guys. Thank you guys for stepping up. Hopefully it goes good. I mean, these are work buddies. These are coworkers. So we can go over the way I pictured it is like, okay, we're gonna keep doing the shop shenanigans. So if you guys already don't follow us on Instagram or our YouTube, we do shop shenanigans and it's primarily us fucking around at work. So we can kind of go over that. But I know jumping in right away today, Rob was like, "All right, guys, I got something to tell you. I don't know if I want to tell you on the podcast or do I tell you now?" And he's was so gracious enough to wait for the podcast. So, Rob, if you want to take over, let us know what your news is.
Well, it literally has nothing to do with work, though.
It's fine. Just bring it up, buddy.
Oh, but I was
You
gonna tell you, like, I'm going to go see Morgan Wallen.
this fucking guy.
Morgan Wallen in July in Arizona.
First of all, it was supposed to be a us thing. You just straight up ran with it, huh? You said, "All right, cool.
I
I'll just go
told you
on my
guys,
own."
and what you guys tell me? Oh, you guys didn't even respond to my text message first. I mean, we were working, so
Yeah, dude. I was at work.
what was I
So
doing?
how
You
that
I
was
was
on
in
your day.
Utah.
You were in Utah. You're supposed to be snowboarding, but I don't know. You were over here
I was snowboarding.
talking to us about Morgan Waller. So you're going to wow, that is pretty big news because me and Pedro were actually gonna go without you. So now I guess we'll see you there or something.
I mean, there.
But I don't know. So we're okay. Jumping straight into work real quick, right? It's been super slow. We've all been fucking around doing different things. Um, I didn't upload the last shop shenanigans yet because it's been taking a while for my my computer to like the iCloud and all that stuff. But one of the funniest things that happened to us, I wish Rob was there, but me and Pedro were from the new truck that Roger and them built. We changed the tires and the wheels from the rear, and we put something smaller. Obviously, it's a brand new truck, so we had these wheels, and we're like, okay, well, what are we gonna do with them? And I guess the boss decided, okay, we're gonna take them to our tire department, and they're gonna sell them or do whatever the fuck they want with them. So me and Pedro are doing that. The first round, the first four tires, it was kind of confusing because our boss is always like, he wants it his way, but he never necessarily tells us on the first go. So we put it up on the lift gate, put the tires on the back, and this that. He comes back, and then Gary pulls up, and he's like, "Oh, I'll help you guys out. All right, cool." And our boss is like, "All right, Gary, you're gonna put him on the lift gate," and he puts it on, and he's standing on the lift gate, and he's like, "No, Gary, get off the lift gate, like Pedro." And he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, okay." So all he does is go to the side, but he's still on the lift gate, and he's like, "Gary, are you off the lift gate?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'm good. I'm not on it." And he starts like raising it, and our boss just goes, "No, Gary, I see you getting taller. Get off the lift gate." And me and Pedro are just standing there laughing, dude. And he's like, "Oh no, it was Pedro. I was doing the exact same thing as Pedro." But I know when I was looking at it, I was like, "This guy's like, what the fuck is he doing? He's a fucking idiot." But I looked at Pedro, and Pedro was like holding it back. But I just want to know, Pedro, what was going through your mind when you saw that happening? And he was like, "You're growing, Gary." Like,
I didn't what they do that. It was just, well, I don't know what to say, dude.
because we're both staring
Yeah.
like he looks stupid. Like we're like, "What are you doing, dude?" But the fact that he was like, "You're still growing, dude. Like I can see you. What are you doing?" It's
You're
like, "Oh, my
taller.
bad, my bad." Yeah, you're getting taller. Like, okay, dude. Well, this guy. But that too, man. The boss has been on a good one with me specifically. I don't know, man. Like I can't do anything right. That day that both of you didn't show up, and abandoned me and left me with the guppies. That day he's all telling me like, "Oh, leave the alignments for Diego. Go grab this and that." And I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck? Like, if I wouldn't have grabbed it, you still would have gotten mad at me." I don't know. It's just dude's just I don't know. I feel like he's losing it. We need Roger to step up with the white shirt already. It's wild out there. But that too today. You know how I don't know if you saw John was working on the Penske truck, Rob.
I did, yeah. He kept trying to get my attention, like
I was helping out Pedro, and he kept asking Pedro too, and I just keep hearing, "Oh, what, John?" And I'm like, "Damn, Pedro." No, but so he did the rear, right? He did that center bolt, and
Mhm.
then at that time, around that time, the boss had told me like, "Hey, go do some alignments, go help him out," and we got pretty busy. So like, all right, cool. So I'm going, and then um, I forgot what? Oh, he was walking by with the big ass torque wrench because he had to torque down the U bolts. And I was like, oh, like good luck, John. Like that's the worst part of this whole job. Like that's gonna be the hardest part. And he was like, oh, for real? I'm like, yeah, dude, that shit sucks. Like it's how where are you gonna torque it down to? He's like 500. Gene told me 500, and I was like, yeah, that you're gonna be there for a while.
there.
Like
Wow.
he's like, oh fuck, all right. So he goes, and then I think I want to go say something to Pedro. Pedro left, and John's like, "Oh, dude, you were right." Like under the truck, laying down, sweating, heavy breathing, and he's like, "You were right. Like this shit sucks. Like I don't want to do this. Like that." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, dude, you're gonna be there for a while." And he's like, "Oh, does it click or like what does it do? Is it a big click?" And I'm like, "You'll feel it. Like it's like a normal torque wrench. Like you're gonna feel the click." He's like, "Oh man, all right." And he instantly goes, "Hey, you want to tag team this?" And I was like, "Oh." So I kind of started walking like, all right, I'm not gonna leave him out to hang and dry. Like, I'll be nice, and then like, I'll be like, all right, you got this. And I'm walking, and Jesus was there, and he goes, "Hey, boss is calling you, dude." And I turned and I look at him, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I'll be back." And I just left.
Oh, man,
I
he saved your
finished my
life.
truck, and yeah, he literally told me that he was like, "Hey, bro, I just saved your life," and I was like, "Thank you, sir. Jesucristo for the win."
Did he end up finishing that truck?
Yeah, he did.
He
He
did?
he he was yeah, he torqued it down, and yeah, I think he did the alignment too himself. Like he didn't wait for anybody. He just drove it up. So I was like, all right, cool, good.
Because I left the shop for like a good hour or an hour and a half, and it was like,
Oh yeah, dude, you left, and then Pedro left. It was quiet. I turned around. I was like, where the fuck? I just see the forklift like with
I
the
left in
arms
midair, dude.
with the arms up. I was like, oh,
I just
okay.
hope we come Monday and it's not on the floor, because
Oh, you like when you left today? It's still
we were able to bring it down a little bit,
yeah.
still in the air. But imagine if it was like all the way to the roof,
it's
and
just
then Monday morning
it's just
it
tip.
just tips over.
There's a big ass hole in the wall in the back, and it's just the
Hey,
the
it wouldn't be
fork.
my job no more, dude. I'll be off
No,
it.
dude.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
you
be
just
on it no more. Actually, it would have been funny if you see it tip forward and hit that toolbox that's in front of it. Which one? Alex's. Well,
well,
Gary's is there too.
Yeah, Gary's is actually would be
I,
right there.
yeah.
Man, that toolbox has gotten me through some good times, some tough times. It's gonna survive anything, buddy. Trust me. All right, better, dude. All I'm saying is, you guys can move in. Like that's what that whole cart is there for. When nobody wants to move in with me, y'all some bitches, straight up. Pe- Pedro completely went out of his way and bought a whole different tool cart. Like I guess trying to show off and stuff. Hey, by the way, okay, we're a little late. What time is it? 8:27. Where the fuck were you, Pedro?
Oh, where did I go to? Walgreens, Target.
Walgreens.
Yeah, man. Kind of give some medicine, you know? Did you
You
enter Popeyes? Oh, yeah, my Popeyes too, dude.
well, did you get the whole meal or were you selfish and you got just the tenders?
I got the whole meal, man. I got the 14-piece tenders, mac
Oh,
fries. It was
14-piece tenders?
I forgot my coupon at work.
This guy forgets everything.
After I was begging you to give me
I
approval.
know. We're over here. Come on, Pedro.
Come
Like,
on,
don't
man.
be like that. What else you got there, dude? You want to juice it up too? Did you pick up your sister from work or something?
Shit, I could ride from work.
Wow.
Pretty cool. You know,
Wow. And is Miguel there? Or is he at the gym?
supposedly I don't know.
What? Why didn't you help him, dude?
Because I got to do this, man.
That's true. That was a good answer. That was a very good answer, buddy.
And I
You're
was like,
gonna get our first check from when we get our first check from any sponsor, Harbor Freight or Snap on or something, you're gonna be the first one on the payroll, buddy. So, but the only my only thing is, if we're gonna start paying you, the first thing you do with that first check, you got to get a haircut, buddy. I need you to.
you got to, dude. I saw you looking at my hair, dude, and I was like, he's gonna say it.
I need you groomed, man. I need you groomed. See, the thing is, the people know you as Pedro, right? But they don't know you as Pedro that I see at work. They don't know you as the oh, he's got his contacts on, by the way. Usually
Oh, I
he's wearing
just noticed
glasses. I
that.
just saw it right now.
I was like, dude, where are your glasses at?
What'd you say earlier, Pedro? You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have my contacts, probably just have one. Just like, hey guys, eyes are gonna be all
Oh, dude. I was like, you guys look at me, I'm gonna be all cross-eyed because I was only with like shit.
how long did it take you to put them on? Or is you still got it?
I still got it, dude. I did it less than a minute.
This guy, pro.
Dude,
Anyways,
just needs this haircut now. That's all he
yeah,
needs.
it's just a haircut. You're dime pieced up. Like, that's it, dude. Like, I don't understand. Like, when I talk to you about haircuts, it's like, and I don't mean to offend you, buddy, but it's like I'm talking to my nephew, dude. Like, you just don't want it. You're like, I'm good.
He's like a little kid that doesn't want no bass.
Listen, I've been there before, buddy. We can make it happen. I seen your cousin at the family party. He's fine. Your barber's good, man.
Man, I don't want just a drive for me, man.
It's all right, dude. You love driving. Your car is amazing,
Oh, dude, what?
and we really need to do an episode where we're just working on your Camaro, dude, and we bring it back to life. The people see it. It'll be a full transformation.
I've been for that. You down here, but you know, you're always complaining to come down. Oh,
All right, for everybody listening, watching. I live in Los Angeles. This man lives in Moreno Valley. I've been to his house twice. Been to his family's parties. To his brother's house twice. Pedro, Pedro has only come down this way to baptize a child. Like, that's that's dumb.
I mean, you never invite, dude.
Wow. I invite. Was Rob gonna be here that next Saturday? Rob, we got a 15, a nice little quinceanera. You want to shoot through
Dude, that's Valentine's Day. That's
the
not.
8th?
Oh, you said the 15th.
No, it's a 15.
Oh,
A nice
quinceañera,
a
huh?
nice quinceanera because
Whose
Pedro
is
don't
it?
want to. My
Yeah.
cousins,
Oh man. And we're invited.
and you guys are invited. I would say partner up because parking
Is a
sucks so
bitch.
bad. It sucks so bad. So if y'all can show up in one car, it'd be the best case scenario.
Or do you just pick us
But
up? Pick us up.
no, I'm not doing that either. Yeah, in my car. Pedro, you got to sit in the back though.
That's fine. Guess back seat. Just lay back there.
Just lay in the. I'll put the seats down. You can put your legs in the trunk and then just lay down. Put your head on the side. You'll be good, dude. You'll be ready to go. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I mean, Pedro, anything new? Rob, anything new other than your Morgan Waller concert? Anything you want to say? You want to air out?
Dude, work has been it's been crazy. Man,
Pedro, did you learn anything new?
not really.
Not really. Same old shit.
Same old shit.
Well, well, one thing that I learned is that if you are doing the, what are they called, Pedro? The sloons, sloops.
Sloop.
If you're servicing sloops and you're taking out the canister, you're definitely not supposed to shoot air in it. I misheard it. All right. The boss was giving me directions and he was just firing on all cylinders. All right, when you take it out, you take the 4 bolts off first, and then you're gonna take off the hoses, cap the hoses, put your finger on it, da da da, do this. And I heard him say, shoot some air, a little bit of air as you're going. And so I'm there thinking, okay, Pedro's here. He's gonna help me out. He knows what he's doing. I'm like, Pedro, this and that. And he's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, damn, I'm stressing because I'm like, okay, I don't want to ask him. I don't want to ask him. So I was like, damn. So there we go. We're doing it. I had taken off those 4 bolts for the canister. We're pulling it out. I'm like, he told me something about air. And that's when I asked you, Rob. I was like, oh, do you have the air chuck with the rubber? And you're like, oh, I don't have a rubber nozzle, but it's the same chuck. I'm like, all right, cool. So I grab it, connect it. Looking at Pedro, we're like kind of talking about it. Like, I'm like, I think this is what he told me. And Pedro's like, "Yeah, that's what that's what he told you. Go for it." Not once did Pedro say like, "Hey, let's stop and think about this." Pedro was just like, "Yeah, man. If he told you, then just go for it." All right, cool. So there, he's all, just send it. We're standing there looking down the barrel of this thing. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I shoot a little air in that thing. Oil everywhere, just gear oil everywhere. Like it hit the front of the truck, it hit my face, hit the back of the truck, the top, everything. And Pedro's like, we just go in panic mode. We're like, oh shoot. Oh, you gonna go by? Hold on. We go in panic mode. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna turn on my camera real quick. All right, go. So we're in panic mode, freaking out, like, oh my god. Pedro starts cleaning the truck. I start cleaning stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm doing it or whatever. Pedro's like, okay, I just got to get it off the front of the truck so that he doesn't see it. I'm like, all right, cool. We're doing it. I'm like, all right. I got to go ask the boss. I have to. Like, there's no other way. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing this terribly wrong. So he's finally walking on his own. I'm like, hey, what did you tell me to do again? Like, do I just do this? Or he's like, okay, come on. Remember, I told you to put your finger on it. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, because I put air in it and like nothing happened. And he was just like, no, do not put air in this thing. If you put air in it, it's gonna shoot out and put a hole in your chest. And he's like warning me, like, don't ever shoot air in it. And I was like, yeah, never. That's stupid. Like, Pedro, I fucking told you, man. And he's like, just do this. So he shows me and we're doing it. We finally get it or whatever. It took a while, still kind of hard because it was my first time. But then he walks away. Pedro's just like, why did you tell him? Why'd you tell him that? And I was like, I don't know. I panicked, man. I didn't know what I was doing. Trying to figure it out just like you. But dude, his eyes just got big and he was just like, don't ever put air in it. And I was like, I wasn't even thinking about it, dude. I thought like that was a dumb idea, but whatever.
You were saying that while stepping over a pot of freaking oil.
Dude,
He's wet with oil. He's like, oh, I never did that.
I never did that. Dude, I was freaking out because I just remember there's oil on all the controls now too for the crane. There's just oil gunked up everywhere. I'm like, damn, Pedro. I just stuffed a bunch of paper towels right there. There's like, it's fine, dude. I think as long as the truck's clean. And he's like cleaning the fender of the truck in the window. And I
Hide
was
the
like, damn.
evidence.
Yeah, dude. We're just like, I was like, fuck, dude. But yeah, dude, he was just like, yeah, don't ever put air in that. That thing's gonna shoot out and it's gonna hit you and this and that. And I'm like, never. I never did that.
And
It
then,
wasn't me.
and not only that, when he was telling me how to take it off, he told me, Pedro, do you have a heel bar? I was, yes, got it.
Bunny bar.
Yeah, he said,
Yeah.
heel bar. I'm like, all right, yeah, yeah. I went to go grab it. I get on top. He told me the price. And I showed him, and he was like, what kind of smart? What is that? Ouch. What is that? You know, bigger one. I'm like, I'm already up here. I'm gonna try it. We're doing it. He's like, give me that. He grabs it, looks at it. What's like freaking fry bar? I you right board. I would I'm trying not feel for man.
Yeah, I remember because Pedro was like, I'm like, hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to get
It's
in.
it's just what the same situation with the
Oh,
tire strap.
there you go. Go break it down, Rob. Break it. This will be your story, Rob. Break it down.
Or I don't know. Okay, well he goes up to Pedro first. He was like, "Hey Pedro, you guys have tire straps." I was like, he's like, "No," and then he looks at me. He's like, "Tire straps?" I was like, "No, I don't have no tire straps." So I pull out a freaking bungee cord, thinking that's a tire strap. He's like, "No." He's like, "Go get them from the parts room." So I go to parts room. I was like, "The fuck are tire straps?"
You're just in there looking at everything.
Yeah, so I go. I was like,
Nothing.
"Dude," I grabbed some zip ties, and then I go up to Roger. Hey Roger, what is tire strap? He was like, "Tire straps?" I was like, "Dude, I don't even know what that is." I was like, "All right, then fuck it." So I go back to my toolbox, and I was just right there, and I see Gene over there already doing something with those with the trucks, and he comes back mad, and he's like,
Pissed.
and he starts chewing out Pedro.
First person he saw.
He just started chewing them out. It's like, dude, I told you, go get me some tire straps. I'm just right there holding some zip ties. I was gonna
Just
walk away.
and the first thing Pedro says
Pedro's
is,
like, Pedro's like,
"You
what did
told
I do?
Robert."
Dude,
But then
that is funny.
and they suck. But then inevitably, for the listeners or whatever, so tire straps, according to this man, are zip ties. So if you ever hear anybody say that, apparently they're zip ties, and this it's just I don't know. But I remember because Rob was gone for a minute, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta do everything," and he went with a bunch of zip ties, and he did it, and we're just like, "Oh, that's what they are."
Like, dude,
So
this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
nah, I've never heard them called tie downs or tire ties, whatever the fuck he called them. Zip ties, zip ties. But that's
Similar thing with Jesus with the fast screws.
oh, that was bad though, because the sus was like, "Yeah, I got you," and he's like, "What the fuck is
And he
this?"
goes up to Pedro, let's set screws. I'm like, dude, really? He was like, what is that? And he goes to tell Roger, and Roger goes and takes it to him. I'm like, dude, it, it was just the moment Gino was like, oh, Jesus going go get some set screws and use them. Yeah, yeah, I got you. Hey man, what the hell are set screws?
What the hell is this? He's like, "Yeah, I got you. I know how to do this." But I feel like that's how you have to be with him, because there's times like, oh, Pedro, remember it was like last year maybe, and what were we doing? But it was me and you, and he was all like, "Measure the ID," and I'm like,
It was
"Okay."
you.
It was you, Rob.
Yeah.
It was one of yeah, and he was like, "Measure the ID," and I was just kind of like, he's like, "The ID," and I'm all, and he's all like, "The ID," and I go, "I don't know what that is, Gene." He's all, "The inner diameter," and he like showed me, and I was like, "I'm sorry, man, I don't know everything." It's so disappointed though, but I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I don't know. Just a baby. It's like that with everything. Like there's no I just well that too, when he was explaining it, I don't know if you were there, Pedro, when he was explaining like everything, like breaking everything down, and he was like, what did he say? He's like, Roger over there, there's a reason Roger's good at what he does. I taught him. He's all the only difference is Roger, when he teaches, he's a little more quiet. Me, I'll tell you what you're doing wrong. He's like, people say I'm an asshole, but look it, Roger knows what he was doing, and I was an asshole to him, and I'm just like, okay, but I'd rather have Roger teach me than you. You scare the fuck out of me, man. Like it's
I get nervous.
yeah, like I normally do, I'm normally not this stupid. Like, but when you're around, I don't know what to do with my hands anymore. Just,
I know,
I
yeah.
just, yeah.
There's times like he tells you to do something, he's watching me. He was like, "I'm gonna walk away because clearly you're nervous." I'm over You're over there shaking your hands all. I got it. I could totally unscrew this. You're like, I'm gonna walk away before I say something, right?
uh, but that guy too, man. He's got the most unsteady hands I've ever seen.
Ugh, how you fuck that?
The whole center punch, that was funny. Freaking I got you, Pedro. Whiff. Just straight miss.
Dude,
Or
yeah, dude, that man's horrible. That's horrible.
or when he told Pedro to stop drinking Red Bull because his hand was shaking.
He touched his hands. He's like, stop. Like,
Stop that.
stop shit. I'm like, I'm just scared.
You're making me nervous. Leave me alone. Uh, Yeah, I mean, but it's been super slow. Today was like the first day, which is today's Friday. Today was like the first day we actually got alignments and stuff, and people were running around, actually working, having shit to do. But
Well, yesterday you guys did a couple jobs, didn't you guys?
yeah, well, yesterday we had that one job.
You guys had that big job with you, Pedro and Jesus around it, huh?
Oh, Pedro and Jesus, yeah, and Gary.
Oh, hey, Gary.
Can't forget that man.
It was pretty much
Hey Pedro, hey Pedro, like how does it feel knowing that like one day it's possible for Gary to be on the floor one day
good.
working side by side with you?
And then I would but thoroughly ask if I could do bodies
Voltaire. Gene, listen,
for the do bodies.
this whole bushing thing, it's not for me. I want to make trucks. Let me go to the other side, please.
If not, I'll Gary's shop, go do some balance, man. I'll see you there. Dude,
You've already been there once, buddy.
yeah,
There's
I'll
no
go.
going back. Dude,
Look,
what
Alex,
is
you're going to go back on the floor one day.
Oh no, dude. I'm never going back.
I mean,
I was making
you're slowly going on back.
dude, I
You
was
don't know it.
was it today or yesterday, Pedro, when I was making those jokes?
But so
What this was it this morning when I was all like, look it, my racks, I have a truck on my rack already. All these other guys, they don't have anything on there. Like I was like telling him and Jesus, like, yeah, you know, us guys on the floor, we don't fuck around when it comes to work. Like we're here on time. And Jesus is looking at me like, this guy, shut the fuck up.
first deal.
Oh man, you promote me. You promote me. I don't know how to act, dude. I'll run with it.
Yeah, dude, you started off promoted, then you got demoted. And you flip back.
I was promoted, demoted, promoted again. No, the one that none of that hurt me. I was like, fine, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. What hurt me was last week when we were doing that Peterbilt, and Rob's all like, damn, dude, Sean's kind of beating you today. I was like, you know what, Rob? I don't need to hear that right now, okay? You know, that on
Blame
that
it.
Packard truck, the one that kept making noise.
Oh, that truck.
Yeah, that shit sucked. But yeah, Rob was like, "Oh, he's kind of beating you today." I was like, "Okay."
Oh, were you guys working together?
Yeah, dude.
I was like, yeah, dude, yeah, you're kind of, he's beating you.
I was like, "Fuck you, Robert." Okay, whose side are you on, man? Yeah, they brought another one today too. It was same complaint, same thing too. That there's noise coming from the front, but the U bolts were a little loose. It's on airbags, so I'm just gonna chalk it up to that. We'll find
Did
out.
they,
I don't know.
make sure you tighten those bolts on the axle too.
Oh, the ones that go through, huh?
The ones that go through, yeah, because those were the
Because
ones that were loose.
and then, because then I'll never hear the end of it from Efren. No, pues it's making noise. Está jalando. Dude, that Packer, that first one, he kept telling me about it, and I'm like, I know, like I'm helping Robert like work on it. I know what's going down with it, but he kept wanting to tell me like, no, it's like it still makes noise. I don't know. The
So what do you want me to do?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, fuck, just leave me alone.
Try to
Trying
figure.
to figure this out. We're trying to figure it out. And what was it? He did something, dude. That guy's on like a really short leash right now. Like it's to the point where I don't think Gene's telling him anything anymore. He's just like, okay, I need to find someone else, and then I could replace him because he test drove a truck, and then Gene test drove it, and he brought it in to do the steering wheel. But I think Ephraim had said like, oh no, we can't do it, or I don't know something. I'm just like, dude, you're digging yourself in the bigger and bigger hole. And then the same thing, he comes to me and he's all like, no, pues es que we can't do it. The steering wheel, it had the teeth. If he does it, it's gonna be off. And I was like, I don't know, buddy. Like I don't. It's not my department. I'm sorry, can't help you out here.
Not only that, what we didn't do yesterday. Yesterday when I went to go jumpstart that truck at the end of the day, and it turned off on me. They ran out of fuel. I'm like, all right, let's go tell Gene. And Gene was like, all right, yeah, just get the forklift, take the the fuel to
Barrel.
it. Right. I'm walking to it, Efren. Oh, what are you doing out there? I'm like, what does it look? I'm jump starting the truck. Oh, is it not turning on? Oh, dude, I would not be
Oh no, really?
really, dude. And that was when I told him, Diego, come help me, dude. Sorry,
Yeah, I
those.
heard that. It's like, help me over. Because that too, the customer was being a freaking idiot too. Like when I got there, while we were trying to refuel the truck, so I was just right there with Pedro. Pedro's like, all right, cool. And then I guess they were talking shit about us in their language. So I was like, all right. I was just looking at Pedro like, hey man, you do something, I'll do something. All right. We're fighting, like we're gonna fight behind these trucks. The cameras won't see us, everything will be good. But they decided to pull up their Elantra and they were trying to jump the truck with their Elantra. I'm like, oh god, this isn't gonna end.
God.
It's gonna be so bad. And they were doing it. I think it was when Pedro, when you went to go get Roger, they were legit like trying, and I'm like, oh my god, something's gonna blow up, and I hope it's not me. But then, even then, they asked the guy with that dump truck if they could jump it, and that didn't work either. And when they did that, they hooked up the dump truck to their truck on the post where we were trying to do what Pedro wanted to do at first. And then they were asking us to put the yard goat on the battery. Like he was like, "Oh, can you put the thing?" And Pedro's like, "No, we're not gonna have three trucks connected right now. Just one at a time, have them blow up." And he looked at Pedro
Why
like
not?
why not? And Pedro's like, "No." Pedro's like, "No, it's too dangerous, man."
So, did you guys ever get it started?
Yeah,
Yeah. With the fuel or the jump?
with the jump
Oh,
a little bit.
well,
Well, we had to fuel the yard goat.
but yeah, no, because okay, so what was dead, the Yargo or the truck? Their truck, but I just ran out of fuel on the Yargo. That's what turned off. Oh, ran out of fuel. I
it's
opened it.
pretty. It's pretty embarrassing.
I thought the other guy ran out of fuel. I was like, dude,
No,
why are they getting mad at you? They ran out of fuel.
no, we ran out of fuel. We look like idiots, dude. We're just there,
Just pumping fuel into the Yargo.
dude. And then I walked up at the worst time. They looked at me like, "Oh, there's another guy coming. Yeah, he's gonna know what to do." And I was like, "What's up, buddy?" Fucking thing ran out of fuel, and I was like, "Damn." So there I am, just standing there looking, like not even helping.
Like
Like,
they,
oh,
yeah, no, but
that's crazy.
so yeah, what you call it? I went to go. I finished that truck. I did the job with the Suze, and the girl told me like, "Hey, can't somebody go jumpstart their truck?" I'm like, I mean, I'll send Efren. Efren's over here walking slow. So like, all right, do it. I get the yard go. I adjust myself. I told him like, hey, do you have posters on the side by the frame? No, no, like just do it on the battery. I mean, like if it's better if I do on the post, but that's I get more, like what I say, more connection. Like, no, just do it there. I, I tried. He kept. I saying like he didn't let it charge. He's pretty much just like try to turn
Try to
on.
jump it.
Yeah, how they do. Like, what are you doing? Until you got the dump truck went that way. I'm like, dude, if we would have done this from the beginning, I would have ran out of fuel.
Everything
We
would have
would have
been
been over
fine.
it. Just, that customer was something else, dude. What? Who was it?
I don't even remember the name of the company.
I forgot.
Um, but even then, they they had tried it. Like he wasn't even like turning the truck on correctly, if you could say it. Like he would go and then it would start kicking on, and you know how you got to kind of give it a minute, and it'll like and it'll start up. He did it once, and he just like and he let it go. I'm like, oh, you motherfucker, just fucking
Nah, you
like
gotta keep
let it
going.
ride, dude. Let it ride. And yeah, and dude, one of the guys, man, I don't even want to say guys. He looked like a kid. He was gonna be the first one I was gonna punch. He looked like I told Pedro, I was like, that dude, the young guy, because he was the one laughing the most. And every time like I would look, he would like kind of like, yeah, I know you guys are talking about us, motherfucker, but like I told Pedro, like the 12-year-old man, I'm gonna fight him. That's the first dude
And
I'm
you
going
would be
after.
like, you can be like, hey man, I don't need to start your truck. Call
That's
AAA.
that's literally what we were just there sitting down, like, dude.
Like, dude,
It
we
was
don't have to do it.
it was break too. Freaking Hector's all telling us, "Hey, it's break," and we're like, "Well, we gotta start this truck, so we can't really go.
Uh,
Can't leave this alone."
Not only that, when when I ran out of fuel and I got there with Diego, the guy was saying, "Oh, like, do you have anything else to jumpstart it?" Because like apparently the Yargo, I'm like, "You can't jumpstart this." I looked at him. I'm like, "This would jumpstart it. Like this, what we just jumpstart all of our truck?" He was like, "Well, it's not doing a good job because my truck's dead." I looked at Diego like, "Dude, I'm a, this guy, dude." He was just like, I gotta go. Like, I don't care. Like, you ain't going nowhere until we jumpstart this thing.
Like, go figure it out. Go buy a battery then. Get out of here.
And
Ugh.
Gene told me that too. He was like this guy worried about alignments when he should be worried about his batteries. And that's true too. Dude, there's some times that we don't even do the limes because the batteries they smell so bad. Oh,
About to blow up.
dude, yeah, it's like we just bring it down. Like, nope, like, we're not gonna do it.
It's not worth it. Remember the guy with the hanging starter?
Oh, dude, oh, that was bad.
He tried to blame it on us.
Like,
Like,
dude, like I didn't even like oh yeah, because we did a center bowl right in the rear,
yeah, you did the rear center bolt, and it
and so
was
magically his starter was loose.
disappeared. But then that too, he told us like, "Oh, well, before I came here, I got work done, and they did the starter somewhere else, but it was our fault." Like, what the fuck? Like, we don't do that.
Was that same week uh, the truck
Yeah,
we're doing
yeah, dude. Oh my, dude, it
that
was
same
everything.
day?
It was a day. Yeah, that box truck too. Remember the guy was trying to
Yeah,
fight
so
Roger?
yeah. Oh, so never seen again.
Yeah, we never seen it. Didn't he? I think he died like somewhere around. Not the person, him as a
Oh,
human being. I mean the truck. The truck. I think the truck died somewhere else too, and he called back, and Roger was like, "No, we're not gonna fix it." Yeah, yeah. I think he's dead now. He left behind a couple kids, but whatever. He was an asshole, so whatever. It's all good. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much shop life, I guess you can say, right? Like there's always customers talking shit.
mm,
I I kind of learned just to let it go. I'll just like I don't want to deal with this. I'm not doing this anymore. I've been yelled at, been told off, almost fired because the guy called Park House. So I don't even that
what you? I forgot that story. How
the
did it go again?
the dude he was in there and the whole thing was like we were checking in. He was probably like the third guy in line.
Hmm.
So there it was one of our busy times too. So he's asking Jasmine like, like typical stuff. My truck is shaking, this and that. But he's asking her like, "What do you think it is?" And then she's just like, "I don't know. Like, we'll check it." Okay, because yeah, like, when I go and I drive and it starts moving, it starts pulling, and she's just like, "Okay, they'll check it when they get it on the rack." And I walked in because I'm waiting because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the list and so I can know what truck to pull up. So I walk in and I'm just there, and he just keeps like grilling her, just asking and asking. She's just like, yes, when they pull it up, we'll let you know. We'll write it down. And he's just like this, that, or the other. And I was just like, oh yeah, like, we don't know until we put the truck up. And he's just like, oh yeah, because of this and that, da 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 da. And so I start like trying to like get him out, and I start talking to him, and he like looks at me at first, and he's kind of like, oh well, I was talking to her, and I was like, oh well, sorry, like we don't really have like a crystal ball. We can't tell the future. We won't know until we have it up there. And that's what set him off. He was like, no, crystal ball, crystal ball. You think this is a joke? And I was just like, oh okay, I messed up. And I was just looking at him like, okay, well, I don't know. We're already at this point, man. Like it's been 5 minutes, and you're still talking about the same thing. And then he got mad, and Jasmine was just like, just wait outside. Yeah, da, da, da. He found Gene, started talking to Gene, and he was like, oh, your guy, this and that. And Gene was like, I don't even like what? And so whatever, we put the trucks up and this and that. But it turns out he's just like a professional complainer because he started talking to Gene, and he told him like, yeah, like he complains at Costco and that he complained like at another store and that they don't like him there or something. And Gene was just like, oh, okay, so this is a habit. Like it's not just us, it's definitely you. But yeah, so definitely don't. It was a joke that didn't land, and I mean, whatever. It was fine. All Gene told me was like, hey, don't talk to customers anymore, all right? Like you're gonna get me in trouble. And I was like, all right. He's like, I don't like talking to Park House, okay? And I was like, okay, cool. That's it. We left it at that. And then the very next week, I'm like, hey, Gene, this truck needs bushings. All right, it's 1850. Go talk to the customer. I was like, bro, you just we just had a
Your
talk
job to
about
talk
this.
to customers.
First thing you want is for me to go out. But yeah, it's all nonsense. It's I mean it's I guess to each their own. I'm sure to them we look like assholes, but at the same time, it's like we can't cater to everybody, you know?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're at 42 minutes. I say this is solid. Unless you guys got anything else to say.
Um, just thinking. I didn't really do much this week.
Oh, we know.
Wow.
We saw you.
I mean, he did do parts to it thing, but I just moved my toolbox around, from one side of the shop to the other.
That's what I've been doing in the morning. In the mornings when Gene's looking like okay, there's no alignments, and he's looking at somebody to do something. I just roll my box around so it looks like I'm going somewhere, and he just leaves me alone. He's just like, Jesus, come here. I need you to do this. I'm like, yes.
Or like in the morning, we get there, Susan's hiding from Gene. Like that's important. And Susan's hiding the box, like, hey Gene, look, Jesus is over here. Susan goes here again. But everything makes you know you're Gene. Hey, Jesus, get over here.
Get over here. He's like, fuck you, Pedro. Yeah, because I turned and I looked at him and he's just like behind his box. And I'm like, what is he doing? And then I look and I see Gene walking around and I was like, oh. And then, yeah, Pedro's like, oh, he's over here. Jesus is right here. Hey, Jesus, get over here.
What did
Fuck.
you make him do? Oh, well,
He had to weld something. Something on
uh,
one of the.
oh, dude, yeah, he welded the sound there
There you go.
with
Uh,
Alex.
Yeah. It's been eventful. We'll get better at this. Don't worry, Pedro. I know you're still nervous. You know what I want to do? You know what I really want to do? I think it'd be funny.
What's that?
uh, we'll probably do it because I think this is like episode 48 or 49. On the 50th episode, I thought about it today on my drive home when I was thinking about you guys. I was like, what can we do to ease it, to make these guys
Good.
better?
We should
So
get busted.
no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. But I was thinking, all right,
Alright.
for maybe the 50th episode, we'll do one together where we're all in the same room. We're together, nice, cool, and we'll get like a not a script, but I'll print out something, and it's just like explaining a combustion engine, like scientifically and all that stuff. And we got to read it, but I was like, anybody can read that. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be cool. To add another layer on it, we'll start drinking some VMCs, We'll get a couple shots in us.
uh,
we'll get we'll get a little, just a
some
little bit.
peach Crown Royal.
There you go, some peach crown royal. Take a couple shots of that, and then we'll try reading these things, and we'll see where it goes. See how bad it goes. See how good it is.
Okay, good. That'll be fun.
Pedro's ready, man. Look at him. we'll
He's
do it. At,
gonna take 2 sips of the drink. He's like, "Ooh,
ooh, I'm a little
I'm a
buzz.
little tipsy." Gosh,
Look,
dude, you ready?
some scotch. No, 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 no.
No, we need to take the tequila away from you because we know how you get.
Ooh. Well, see,
Whoa.
that was my thing.
No, we got
That was my.
I don't want to say it on air, but you know what I'm talking about. I mean, no, we got to take was it the peach crème royale away from you? Yeah,
Oh,
but I wasn't saying what you were saying.
oh.
I didn't remember
I
what.
guess we weren't friends at that time, huh, Pedro? Because I don't know. I don't
Remember
remember
at the party, dude.
which
I don't want to say
one.
it because I don't want to expose you.
Which one? Where I was there, the pizza party?
What talk
No.
about the the um the one where the guy got drunk and they threw him in the shower.
Oh,
Oh, you know what I'm talking about, Pedro. I'm not gonna say it on there, but you know what I'm talking about.
my boy was one shot away from changing his life.
Dude,
On that note, we'll end it with this song. Cause I'm a torta, torta. All right, all right, guys.
all
Thank you
right.
guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Again, this is the new cast and crew. I know people don't like sequels because they add new characters, but trust me, once we get a couple shots in Pedro, he'll talk a little more. He won't be as nervous,
I take out my
and we'll get better. Yeah, he'll take socks off, baby.
so this season 2.
Season 2 revamp. But thank you guys for listening. Again, this is the new Shop Talk / Shop Shenanigans crew. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Catch you on the next one.